What's up YouTube and welcome back to Frostpunk. 11-Bit Studios have today announced that 2 additional scenarios will ship with the base game on the 24th of this month, and in today's video I'll be telling you what we know about those so far, so stay tuned. As you're no doubt aware, 11-Bit released early copies of the full game to YouTubers and Twitch streamers earlier this week. A lot of people have said in response to this that they won't bother buying the game now since they've essentially seen all it has to offer. That's an extreme position to take, but I suppose my personal opinion is that I think this was a bad marketing strategy which has derailed the hype train to some extent. I think the 10-day demo which was released last year was more than sufficient to let people decide whether they wanted to buy the game or not without spoiling the whole campaign. However, it has now been announced that there will be a further 2 scenarios to play through when the game launches on Tuesday next week, and those are the Ark and Refugee scenarios. So, in fairness to the developers, these 2 scenarios do sound like they offer quite a bit of additional content. They have said in their announcement that in both scenarios you're going to have to come up with smart ways of planning and building your city, adjusting strategy to differently shaped maps surrounded by new sites to discover. So how are we to interpret that? Does that mean that we won't be playing in the crater, we'll have different maps other than what we've seen so far? Or does that just mean that the wider area where you can send out scouts to find other survivors or to check out landmarks is different? Certainly from the very brief video clip that came with the announcement, it looks as though you play the game still in a crater, but in an elongated, differently shaped crater with a bit more space to develop your city, but also with the added challenge of not being able to build out in perfect circular rings. You'll need to build out in one direction and then develop enough heat to sustain the city in that direction, further away from the generator. So as I said, the first scenario is called the Arks, and I'll just read what it says here. We've been chosen to safeguard a priceless treasure, the seeds and seedlings of plants from all over the world. They've been deposited in seedling arks to stop them from freezing, but it falls to us to build a city to protect these precious buildings until the winter ends, however long that may be. The only way to do this is with automatons. We'll ensure the green earth is reborn, even if we aren't there to witness it. The notes go on to say that the Arks leave you with very limited population, pushing you onto the path of technological advancement where automatons become vital for the city's survival. The second scenario, entitled Refugees, sounds even more interesting. The teaser text reads as follows: "We were condemned to die with the rest of the common folk when London was destroyed, but we rose up. We commandeered the ships that were meant to carry the wealthy to safety and sailed north. Here we found the generator and claimed it for ourselves. Now we must gather all our people in this new city before the lords arrive to rob us of our freedom again." So if the ultimate winter was not enough, in the Refugees scenario you have to deal with social stratification and unrest in a rapidly growing society. So presumably this introduces a whole new gameplay mechanic whereby there's obviously some kind of rift between the previous ruling classes and the commoners. Those who previously had wealth and status will presumably expect preferential treatment, but I'm guessing that's not going to be the case when you're now living in a frozen crater, scrabbling about through wood piles and coal piles to try and get enough resources to stay warm and not die. I think this is an excellent idea that the developers have come up with, and it works so well with the whole premise of the game. It certainly lowered my discontent and topped up my hope bar just a little bit. The developers also announced that free content updates were planned after the game's release. It's probably reasonable to speculate that these free content updates will be in the form of further scenarios to play. It's certainly refreshing to see a developer who isn't already looking to paid DLC and microtransactions to fleece their consumers for every penny they're worth. That's all the news I have for you today folks, so leave a like on this video if you're excited about these 2 scenarios, and let me know in the comments section down below where you stand on the debate about early access copies being given to YouTubers and Twitch streamers. And remember to subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any future updates. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.